Coach, how much did you talk about the SEC championship being on the line, or how much does that come up with your team this week?
Not once. Playing, practicing better has come up a lot more than that. I haven't even thought about it.
Okay.
Do you feel like this team's practiced better this week?
Forced. Not great, but forced.
What was the response like after Georgia and some of the struggles in the first half of that game?
I mean, part of it is exhaustion. Part of it is just mental and physical. It's good energy in here this week. Just got to be able to execute. There's a certain fluidity we want to our offense that we're not getting yet. So we're having to relearn some of the things that we were really good at, and it's a work in progress.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask about, is the coaching or the practice problems being physical, mental exhaustion. How do you work to overcome that, kind of beyond just being like, y'all got to,
Yeah, I mean, it's a conversation. Like, we understand, what the rigors of our season, and we also understand that this is the first time this group has gone through it, just being young starters, so to speak. Camilla hasn't started since Syracuse, and then everybody else hasn't started. So the amount of minutes that you log as a starter and the amount of responsibility and all that comes with being a starter, they're learning for the first time. And part of it is, a lot of it is mental. And that's hard because you're tired. When you've done it, mentally, it pushes you over the top. So they're going through it physically and mentally together.
Is there one player, or I guess like a few players who you see the wheels turning, trying to be a leadership voice and being like, hey, everybody around me, including myself, like, we got to get better at this?
I mean, they all lean on each other. I think you'll hear Ashton's voice a little bit more. She's a little bit more forceful, and I mean, you hear her competing. You hear her not wanting to lose. You hear her just correcting and encouraging into what needs to be done. So you hear her. I hear Raven a little bit more. Powell's does it in her way. Powell's not a demonstrative person, so you hear it though. She'll say it when it's a quiet time in the gym. She'll say what needs to be said. So all of them are fighting for it. It's all very new to them. So we gotta, as coaches, we gotta allow them to get through it and go through it while pointing out why they're feeling the way they feel.
I think there was a montage in the SEC Inside show of Sanaya kind of being very vocal with everybody going up against Aaliyah in practice. How has she grown in that aspect this season?
I mean, you've always heard her. Like, she's always one that brings the energy every single day. Like, you hear her a lot. Like you said, emerging. She's always been there. A different voice that's emerging is Ashlyn. Powell's always been there. I hear Ray a little bit more too, because Ray's been through it, and I think it's more about wanting to execute what we need to execute. We're not used to not being disciplined, and when they feel it, we're headed in the right direction.
Alabama gave you a push at their place last year. What's the kind of overall breakdown, or what stands out about them?
I mean, they're sharp offensively. They make you pay. They got players in all 5 positions that can score and score in a disciplined way, and how they want to play. They got great guard play. They can defend. They can throw different things at you, 1-3-1, man. They can press you. So they keep you off balance. So we got a game on our hands. We know that.
Anything else for Coach? Thank you, Coach.
Nope.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.